Hello and welcome to the workshop vlog episode 18. Today we're going to focus on creativity again and leatherwork, as well as a bit of stained glass as well. Let's get going. So we're going to start with the shout out segment as usual. So the person who sent me something this week was Louis the Woodworker. He made these awesome pallet wood chopping boards. The big ones are about 250mm by 340mm and the small ones are 190mm by 320mm. There are some photos to the side of me now. I think they look really great. He made the small ones before he had his new planer, so I'm sure that was a bit of a challenge, but they look great and I think they've turned out really well. And if you want to check out his Instagram, there'll be a link in the description down below. So moving on to some other things in this workshop vlog. So the big thing is I'm feeling creative again, which is great. After me saying last week I wasn't feeling particularly creative, I decided I was going to do a live stream because that sort of made me have to make something and I would have to do it on a video, so I thought that was quite a good way to get me creative again. So I decided to turn a mango bottle stopper. Again, there'll be a picture to the side of me of how that turned out. It was a bit of a challenge and I encountered a few problems with it, but it was great. I had a good audience watching me and it was nice to have some communication, and I've decided as often as I can I'll try and do one, hopefully most Saturdays when I'm free. Saturday's quite a good day because most people seem to be around for me to do it then. I really enjoyed doing it, and the next one I do will be probably a tea light holder. I did an Instagram poll and the majority of people want to see a tea light holder. It was about a 50-50 split, and it's a bit more towards the tea light now, which is good because I haven't turned a tea light holder before and I think it'd be great fun. But the whole reason I bought the 40mm force and a bit was for making tea light holders. So I'll probably do maybe 3 or 4 tea light holders, do a little selection thing. I don't know what I'm going to do quite yet. I'll do some sketches, design something, but I think that'd be really good fun, and as I said, I'm really excited that I'm finally feeling a bit more creative to make things again. The mango bottle stopper though I was going to give away, but I wasn't quite happy with how it turned out, as if you saw the live stream you'll have noticed there were some issues affixing the actual metal bottle stopper bit to the mango bit, but it worked. It's just I'm not entirely happy with it, so the giveaway prize will probably be a tiny bowl in the wood of whoever wins its choice, out of the woods I've got obviously, which will be cherry, ash, oak, sapele, mango, poplar. I might put another couple of woods in there, depends what I've got. And yeah, it'll be a tiny bowl similar to the ones I've done before on the channel. So yeah, that's going to be what happens if we reach 300 subscribers by the end of September, which reminds me, if you haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate that, as I'm only about 75 subscribers away now, which does sound like a lot, but I'm thinking I might roll the counter for the subscribers over to the middle of October, because it was a bit ambitious to hit 300 by the end of September. So if I move it to the middle of October, that gives people more of a chance to find the channel and subscribe. In terms of projects this week, the wooden mallet went out yesterday. That was a really fun project to turn. It was a bit late because the voiceover took a lot longer than expected, as it always seems to, because I have a habit of messing up what I'm saying and then I like to make it as perfect as I can, so I retake it and I retake it again and again and again, and it ends up adding quite a lot of time to the edit. But I did enjoy turning that. I did turn it about a month or two ago now. I just hadn't got around to editing it. I've got loads of projects still to edit. I've got the bird table, which is about 2 hours worth of footage, so that's going to take quite some time to edit. I'm not sure whether that I will make it to a video. I'm hoping it will. It just depends whether I have the time to edit it and whether all the clips decide to download. In terms of projects for this week, I'm not really sure yet. There might not be a project this week because I'm quite busy planning new things, and one of those is leatherwork, which I'm just about to talk about. If I do decide to do a project, it will probably be a bowl. I'm thinking rather than a video this week, I might do an Instagram live stream on Saturday afternoon, which could be quite fun in my opinion. Do something different. If I do that, it will either be the tea light holder or the tiny bowl, depending on what the results of the poll are when I check tonight. So that's basically the news for this week, I guess. There hasn't been too much going on in the workshop. I've acquired 2 chisels. They need the edges resharpening. The edges are quite knackered, but that's absolutely fine. I have a bench grinder, so that's no problem at all. And also, something that I love, steel rules. I've acquired a 300mm steel rule because I've got this 150mm one, which is great, but sometimes you need something a bit bigger and it needs to be accurate. So I have this one which goes down in 0.5mm increments as well. and it also has a handy conversion table on the back, which is really useful. Now, moving on to leatherwork. So I've spent a couple of hours doing some research on what I'm going to be getting for leatherwork. I'm going to be getting lots of brown leather, so they're off-cut kind of bits, I guess, is the best way to describe them. Some needles, some thread. I think they're called prongs, the things that look a bit like a fork, for doing the holes to stitch through. Obviously I've got the stitching pony down there, which you can just, I think, make out somewhere there. Yeah, you can. And I think I also ordered a couple of other bits. Some scissors, a knife. I was hoping to get one of the Matt Esley ones, but unfortunately the Patreons have got all of those, so I have to wait till the next one. I really would like the U one. I think it looks great. So for now I've just bought a cheap, I guess, hobby knife, and I will get the Matt Esley one when I get the chance to, because that's what I want to do. So yeah, leatherwork. I'm hoping to get this stuff in about a week or two's time. Depends on delivery of it. It should all come fairly soon. And with the leatherwork, the plan is I'm going to do it over about a 3-month period, I guess, building up the skills. So each week I'll try and do one video of leatherwork and sometimes throw in a woodwork video, and I'll alternate it because obviously a lot of people want to watch my woodworking stuff. So one week I might do woodwork, the next week I might do woodwork and leatherwork. So there's a balance, and it makes it more interesting and engaging to watch. And in terms of leatherwork, I've never done any leatherwork before as far as I can remember. I have done a couple of things where I've just cut it up and stuck it into the bottom boxes, but I don't think that really counts as leatherwork. The first thing I'm going to make is a very, very simple bookmark, and then the end goal, I guess, of what I want to make is a wallet, which isn't actually too hard to do, but I want it to look really professional, have some nice stitching, and I want to stamp my name into it, or maybe stamp design and make into it. I don't know yet, but we'll have a think about that. And in terms of the Instagram lives, they'll happen on a Saturday. Most of the time I'll aim to do them about 3:30, because I think that's a good time to do, because most people seem to be around then, and I think 3:30 works quite nicely. It works well for me, and it seems to work well for my viewers as well. And as you can see, the workshop's in a bit of a mess because I still haven't fully tidied up from the live stream yesterday. I'll probably tidy up tomorrow or something like that. And to be honest, with projects and things, one thing I think would be interesting to show you is this. Right, here we go. Now, you might be wondering why on earth I'm holding a briefcase. Now, I'll explain this. So, I picked this up, someone gave this to me, asked if I wanted it. It's absolutely awesome because it's got this bit here, so I can put all my leatherworking tools and leather in here. This bit can be used, I don't know, for something. But then this bit here, if you can see, has got these pockets in here, so I can put leather in there, and in here it's got these poppers somewhere here. So you can expand this out so I can fit leather into there. Now you can see it holds open very nicely, and it's got places to store my tools here, like the knife and things, and some pencils and bits and bobs here. So this is going to become the new leatherworking station, because rather than putting it in a boring old toolbox, someone gave this to me, and I thought it would be a great use for it. I think this is quite fun. It's an old briefcase. It's probably like 20 years old, I don't know, maybe more. And I think it'd be rather fun to put all my leatherworking things in that, especially given it is a leather briefcase. So I'm going to put all the stuff in there. I've ordered some leather cream as well to polish up the leather. And I have a new turning project planned. I didn't want to buy a leather burnisher because it looked fairly simple to make. They don't look like a very complicated design. It's quite similar to what I did on things like my bottle stopper and the bottle opener, in terms of lots of V-cuts and coves and beads and stuff. So I might turn it out of something funky, like a bit of wild mango, or ash, or panga perhaps. I have got a piece of panga, but then again, it's a tool. It doesn't need to be something particularly really nice wood. The wild mango, I've got 3 of those turning blanks. This one might be a bit small, but essentially what you do is, I think you just burnish the edges of the leather to create a nice glossy surface that seals the leather at the ends. So that'll be a turning project, probably won't be this week. I'm not sure what video is going to be coming up this week. There might not be, as I said, I don't think there's going to be a video this week. I might have this week off to do some designing and planning of new projects, but next week it will be the burnisher for leatherworking, and then after that I'll start the leatherworking series. Everything that I'll need will fit into here, bar the framing square which I bought to measure out and mark all my leather. But yeah, everything will fit into this handy little briefcase, so that if you don't have a workshop, you can get yourself like a suitcase or something like that. I don't know, maybe not a suitcase, you could put it in a box or I don't know, hamper box which I put my tools in because it's quite fun. I like to have different things rather than just a boring old toolbox. Like, that's good, that's a nice little toolbox, but I quite like having funky things. I've got this metal tin here which you could also use to put all your leatherworking stuff in. I'm just going to put some more of my tools in there. So that's basically it in terms of project plans. Stained glass, that's the other thing I need to talk about. I'm going to be doing the stained glass, but I want to do the leatherwork first because I did a poll to see what people were more interested in, and leatherwork was the first option. So stained glass will happen in a few more months' time, but I'm going to be getting a stained glass in a couple of weeks' time and experimenting with it. And obviously I need to buy things like grozing pliers and breaking pliers. I don't know if they're the same thing. I don't really know much about stained glass, as I'm sure you can imagine, if I've never done it before. But I'm going to try and make a stained glass inlaid lidded box. I can't remember who suggested it, but when I do that video, I'll credit the person who suggested the idea. Thank you for that though, because that really helped get me inspired and creative again. So if that was you, thank you very much. I'll check for the video when I do that stained glass project. So one other thing I'm going to be doing is turning this rather large cherry bowl. This is large for me because of my lathe size. This blank's 200mm wide, from there to there. It's 200mm there and 200mm there. And the max I can fit on my lathe is 240. So this is quite a big bowl blank for the size of the lathe. And I'll obviously cut the corners off with the jigsaw. So that's going to be something that's coming out. Forging will be happening at some stage. That probably won't happen till next year, as in 2021. Because I just need a bit more experience and more tools, and I need to build the forge. That will obviously be a video. The new workshop will be a video. Pottery, also going to try that. The whole thing is, because Designer Mate, as I spoke about last week, it has a lot of versatility due to its name. I want to branch out from just doing woodworking. Woodworking will be my primary hobby, but I just think it'd be nice to have some other things that I can incorporate. So for example, I could have a bit of woodworking, a bit of metalworking, a bit of leatherworking, a bit of stained glass, all in one project. It would be a bit more fun. And then again, you don't need many tools to do leatherworking. I think I've spent about £55 on all the tools I needed for it, which isn't a lot when you consider how many things you can actually make, and especially given that leather's got enough to make full bags and things. It's plenty of leather, it's offcuts though, so it's much cheaper for the consumer. So in terms of everything that this week, that's basically it as far as I can remember. Don't think I had anything else to talk about. I'm just doing a quick look around the workshop. Yeah, the live stream, as I said, that will hopefully happen when I'm free again on a Saturday. If you're interested in having a look at that though, go and follow me on Instagram. I'll leave a link to the description in the description down below. And also with my blog, I do a blog on my website, which is a Designer Make website. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below as well. If you check that out, I did a video on my cherry bowl, my first ever bowl, and I'm going to be doing another blog in a couple of weeks, maybe a month's time, on making my boat. I've written a blog, it's about 2,000 or 3,000 words. I think it's about a 10-minute read, something like that. I just need to check the grammar and proofread it and add all the photos in, add the video clips in and stuff. So that would take a while, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to be doing the boat overview video. If I do, I'll put that out this week as a video. So there, you know what, I think I'll do that. I'll just do like a short 3 or 4 minute video of a boat overview so you can see the testing on the water, because I filmed about 10 minutes worth of clips on the water, so I'll compile that into a nice video. So in terms of the workshop vlog, as I said, that is it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week.